and welcome to my channel. Well, with, everybody needing to be on a budget and stuff, and if you know it or don't know it, my little sister works at Dollar Tree. Now, all this I buy on my own. As a matter of fact, whenever I go in there, she can't ring me up because, we're relatives, and I guess they think she would be cutting me a deal or something. So they have to open up another cash register. And the other day when I went in there, it's before Christmas. I guess everybody's shopping at Dollar Tree. And the thing about that is, if you go to a Dollar Tree, a real Dollar Tree, not a dollar store, you can shop online too, I guess, on that. But at dollartree.com. Everything in there used to be $1. And then they had to raise it to $1.25. So that's why I got, when I get the knife in there, it's $1.25. But this is just some of the things that you can get in there that are like food items and survival type items and stuff that I've picked up within the last month or so. I usually go in once a month because I only get paid once a month. And the thing about that is you have to really be careful because you think, oh yeah, everything's just like $1.25. Well, there's one aisle where everything's like $5 or less. So that's the high roller aisle, but it's just one aisle. Everything else in there, they even have a refrigerator section where you can get like, ready-made cheeseburger or hamburger or chicken sandwich, all that stuff. They used to carry eggs in there, but they don't anymore. It would be like half a dozen eggs, Some of the stuff is not always of value, and some of it is. Like, for example, ramen. $1.25 for 5 of them. That's not bad, because at H-E-B, which is another store in Texas, there went Dick Tracy's car with Dick Tracy in it. They just had an accident. They sell this 6-pack right here for $2 something. It's the exact same stuff, made by the exact same company. It's just that you only get 5 in this. But this is like $2.25 or $2.50. Now H-E-B, if you don't know it, it stands for H-E-Butt, B-U-T-T. And I guess the guy, I gotta pick up, the queen was trying to run away. The half-wit jumped off the table. Well, in that case, it's not that half-wit because there's a lot going on up here. But anyways, that's a grocery store. It's more expensive than Walmart. The advantage is that geographically for me, it's only 1.5 miles away. And Walmart is like 3 miles away. And for Walmart, I have to go through the heart of the city. And my Jeep isn't 100% legal. I mean, it's licensed. I have a license. And I have insurance on it. But it doesn't have an inspection sticker and registration. And I'm not the only one. I looked around in the parking lot, but you can get stuff like this. See, it's shelf-stable milk. And you can get it whole milk, half milk, percent. I like whole milk. Unopened package, maintains quality, store at room temperature, refrigerate after opening. You should use it within a couple of weeks after opening it, right? So it's shelf stable. And this lasts for quite a while. October of 2024. How long does milk usually last? Man, you get it out of the refrigerator at the grocery store. You'll be lucky to get 2 weeks out of it if you don't consume it real fast. So this keeps real well. I call it emergency milk. I usually set it there in case the regular milk doesn't, because it tastes good and everything. I put it in the refrigerator before I'm going to use it. You can pick up, regular things like a Sharpie. I got this out of there because I'm using it. Glassware, pottery, and stuff like this. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because, whoa, I had a bunch of bowls stacked on the edge of this table over here. And I was doing something, getting a napkin or changing something around. And it was precariously on the edge. And I had a bunch of them stacked up like that. and go-ram! They went crashing down. And so I had to get some more bowls. But again, they're $1.25. So I looked at it, you know, like, I just broke a lot of pottery. You know, this is how much this is going to cost me. And I added it up, and it was like $6. Because I got them all at Dollar Tree. This is the only guy that survived. And it still had like a chip on it, but the rest of it's alright. There's no other, you know, cracks. What I like about them is because they're microwave and dishwasher safe. Yeah, they're made in China. And they will not survive a 1 meter fall. I can tell you that right now. Yeah, I should store. I got a small apartment, man. I live in less than 500 square feet. Alright, used to be they had a bunch of jute twine like this in a nice little roll over by the tool section and everything, but it's gone. I couldn't find it, but they still have jute twine. You just have to go to the crafty section where they got the wooden dowels, the paintbrushes, the glitter, glue. But it's still the same stuff. It's just bigger, and it's in a... with this one, I think you got like 2 or 3 of these rolls, maybe 4. I don't remember. There's a lot of things I don't remember. You can pick up paracord. Now remember, all this is like $1.25 unless I say otherwise, alright? Hungry Jack hash brown potatoes. So see, you can put together some stuff. Here's a lot of pasta. Now a lot of this stuff, when you see it, you just gotta grab it. You know. 10 ounces of peanut butter. You can get creamy and chunky. You know, it depends on what you like. Here's examples of rice, beans and rice. Here's lentils. You know, you get like 12 ounces of lentils. Good thing about lentils, they don't require a lot of pre-soaking and stuff like this, like other bean type of things do. Tea lights, 20 of them. Unscented, multi-purpose. Yeah, $1.25. Yeah. This used to be Buddy's favorite. Whoa! And I can eat it also. It's what I call human eatable deluxe white chicken and water. He used to love that water and everything. I say used to. Because Buddy, I don't know what's happened to Buddy. He comes in, but now, the last time he came in, I couldn't even pet him. When I went to pet him, he was like, he scrunched down like a wildcat would, you know, like, oh, you're trying to kill me. Like, no. So that tells me that nobody else is feeding him. You know, like he hasn't run off to another family. He's just out there looking for Fifi. Alright, these. Now, sometimes this is a deal and sometimes it's not. You go to like H-E-B, which I said is usually higher than Walmart. You can sometimes find these for less than $1. But that's not bad, you know, for that. One thing they do beat them on is these treats, if you still like cats and everything. These treats are $1.25. It's the same ones that H-E-B sells for $2.25 or $2.50. These cutting mats that I always use. You know, of course, the Delica and all this. Now, some of this food you got to watch out for. Because you look at it and you go, oh, that's pretty good. Strawberry, original, whole grain. Now, this one says no high fructose corn syrup. You got to watch out because not all of this stuff. See, this is cinnamon sweetened, made with real fruit, gluten-free. And then you look over here and you start reading and say, apples, high fructose corn syrup. Now, what's so bad about that? Well, here's kind of a little sidebar. I'm gonna eat these. I thought these had high fructose. Well, I don't care about what the rest of it is. Back after my first divorce in the early 90s, I was still in San Antonio before I moved up to New Mexico, I was dating a girl who was allergic to high fructose corn syrup. I didn't even realize what it was. I thought it was like some cooking thing or something like that. So that made me kind of aware of it. You know, how much it was in all kinds of stuff. It's just a sweetener made out of corn that's really bad for you from what I've read. It can really, it can induce, it has a higher chance of inducing like insulin resistance, which is basically diabetes. All right, so you got these pans too. Now, one thing is, it's not so much a cooking pan. What I'm thinking about using this for is a material, a strong material to use for a lid. There are several military mess kits that I have that didn't come with a lid for the cup. And this is a nice, they had it in all different shapes, round and everything else. And this is still, I can use it to make some cookies too. I just gotta get that glue off. After I cook it up, I won't be able to use it to make cookies, but still. So have we covered everything? I think we covered just about, oh yeah, coffee. Now this may not look a lot and everything. I like this flavor and everything. But this is pretty good. This is a pretty good amount. It's only like about 4 ounces. No, there's no real, I don't think there's any real alcohol in here. I was gonna say here, Jim Beam and the is registered trademark. 100% hand-picked specialty coffees, natural and artificial flavors. Jim Beam bourbon. Yeah, it doesn't say it's in there. This is a non-alcoholic product. Contains less than 0.5. It contains some alcohol by volume. Manufactured by White Coffee Corporation, Long Island, New York. This is pretty good. You know, for $1.25, this lasts quite a bit. Longer than, it won't last me a whole month, but I usually have at least a cup of coffee in the morning. I take like 2 tablespoons of this and put it for like 4 cups of coffee in a small 4-cup coffee maker, and that fills it up pretty good. A lot of stuff in there, you know, like bandages and stuff like that. Again, the quantity you've got to look at sometimes because you get a big package and you think, oh, there's a lot in there. Like candy. They had Russell Stover's chocolate candy, mint and caramel. There's only 3 pieces in there. It says on it, you know, but I mean, it's a big bag. But there's only 3 pieces of candy in there. But what I got this one was for, it said sugar-free, and I've tried those, and it has stevia as the sweetener. And that's actually pretty good, man. I could live off those if I had to, especially the mint ones. Gives it a different flavor. So there you go. I hope you get an idea. That's some of the stuff that you can get. I didn't go through all the stuff. You know, they have cans of soup. Again, it depends. You know, like Campbell's soup and stuff at H-E-B was like $1.76 on average. Used to be that stuff pre-pandemic and all that crap was like 99 cents a can at most. Soup was like, tomato soup was 50 cents a can. Good luck on that. But yeah, it's a small section, and it's like with anything else, like things with these, sometimes when they run out of the stuff, they don't get them back and they don't always restock that quickly, you know, or the packaging might change or the location might change, and it just depends. Here's another thing you can get. It's duct tape, but you're only getting 10 yards of it, which is not much, but it's better than nothing. You know, for $1.25, Candle holder, you know, to put your little tea lights in. It's decorative. You know, it doesn't cost much. $1.25. Again, all this is fairly easy. So what I do to help myself from overspending in there is I usually take just a hand basket. That will limit me from going too crazy, because if that thing gets filled, no, I'm not going to go for a bigger basket, I'm sorry, or 2 baskets or whatever, or the cart. If I go for the cart, it's because I know I want to spend a lot of money in there. Because you have a tendency, you think, oh, it's only $1. And then you wind up picking up a bunch of stuff. In your mind, you're thinking, oh, it's only $1, and you're putting this in, and this, and this, and this in. And every 5 items, every 4 items is $5. You got to look at it that way. So it adds up. You get up to the register, and that's one of the things you go, is like, oh my God, I didn't know I was going to spend that much. So you got to watch that. I've tried going with a list, but that doesn't always work, you know, because you're like, I'm hungry though, but I'm hungry. And it says no high fructose corn syrup, and look, they're soft baked. And now, see, these are good for storing away in your little MRE things. So you can do a lot of stuff with all this stuff, like I'm saying, besides just eating it, or feeding cats, or restocking the bowls that you just dropped and broke and everything like that. You can improvise things. They even had a kitchen knife in there. I didn't pick it up, but they had a regular kitchen knife. They had a plastic handle. Oh, almost broke. Almost knocked these bowls off the shelf so you were on the edge. History repeats itself. Why? Because I didn't learn. I didn't learn a lesson from history. I'm going to do something with this afterwards, but I just want to show you all this crap that I got, all this crap you can get, and yeah, keep that in mind if you've got one. In America, here it is, you know, they have usually a lot of them. Like I said, you got to watch out. There's other ones called Dollar General, where they hit you with they do different stuff, you know, it's not always $1 and they'll just jack prices up. There's shady stuff that goes on. This one here, for the most part, you know, like I said, unless you went down the other aisle, it's going to be less than $5. It's going to be $1.25 for everything. It's pretty easy to figure out. You just look at it. How much is that? You can pretty much figure out what it is. If you see it, it's $1.25. Once again, I'm not sponsored by this. I don't know anything. Well, I guess my sister gets a little bit of a discount if she buys stuff for herself. But, you know, like I said, I just go in there mainly to visit, and it's a good value on a lot of the stuff, man. Yeah, you can pick up cheaper. You can get better quantities. You gotta watch it, you know. But if you go in there and you don't have a lot of money and you say, I want something that. The good thing about small quantities also is it's easier to store and pack away. There's a lot of protein in here, man. Fat. Fat is good for you if you're hungry and starving. Even saturated fat. No trans, though. We don't like trans. Polyunsaturated, monounsaturated. Protein. 7 grams of protein per 2 tablespoons of. And you could just eat this straight with a spoon. You don't need crackers and all that other stuff. Unless you got peanut butter allergy. Then you got issues. Anyways, I've rambled on long enough. But budget at Dollar Tree. Getting by on Dollar Tree. Because these are not good to just live on. Everybody knows. Yeah, you should not live on ramen, you know. But hey, it's a get you by meal. You know, if you're hungry. It's pretty easy to make. And all you got to do is like throw an egg with that, you know. You don't have to exclusively live off of just Dollar Tree stuff. You can supplement it with, you know, other groceries. But beans and rice, man, right there. Beans and rice. You got all the protein really you need. You can add some vegetables and everything. You could do all that for less than $5. And that should last you a little while. How many pounds we got here? 2 pounds. 2 pounds of rice. Stuff's filling if you ever try to use it. Anyway, thank you for watching and have a nice day.